Hey YouTube, what's up? Justin, and I have a new movie review. I'm reviewing Slumdog Millionaire this week. Also, at the tail end, I'm going to do another couple of subscriber questions for Ask the Real Manos, which is me. Anyway, I'll get to that in just a few minutes. First off, Slumdog Millionaire. That's the newest film by Danny Boyle, and he, if you're not too familiar with the name, you may be familiar with his work. He's also done Train Spotting and 28 Days Later. He also did, I can't remember the name of the film. It's about a kid who gets $1 million or something like that. Speaking of which, that's also having to do with a lot of this film. It stars mainly Indian, I think TV stars or something like that. Dev Patel plays Jamal, who's the lead character. He is a teenager that comes out of the slums of Mumbai to get onto the Indian version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Frederica Pinto plays Latika, the girl of his dreams. Emil Kapoor is the game show host. I can't pronounce his first name, but Kumar. I mean, thanks to those stupid comedies, I know how to pronounce Kumar. And also, let's see, there is a lot going on in this film. It actually makes me think of an interview I heard on NPR not too long ago. I can't remember the rapper's name, but he's a rapper from Somalia. And a lot of his work is very kind of light and laid back, almost reggae-ish almost, but has kind of a light feeling, kind of an uplifting feeling. But if you listen to his rap lyrics, they're really kind of dark and have a lot of like serious messages and storylines going on. He was asked what he liked about American rap, and he said he loved gangster rap because he thought it was cute and funny. Cute and funny because he just listened to all these hardcore rappers going on about how tough it was to grow up in the slums of Los Angeles or New York and such like that. And he knew no way in hell was it anywhere as bad as growing up in the slums of Somalia with bombs going off constantly and you know, the constant genocides that, civil wars that go on. Yeah, not as much. And that's what I was thinking about during this film. I mean, as bad as slums and growing up poor in America can be, it doesn't even hold a candle to what can go on in the slums of Mumbai, which is where our lead characters, Jamal and his brother Salim, grow up in. And we watch, the film starts in the present as he has been accused of being a cheat on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire because of just plain prejudiced. They don't think a guy who grew up fairly uneducated in the slums of Mumbai could possibly answer all these questions. He has to be cheating. They have no evidence. They just think he's cheating. And it just goes into a lot of prejudice, not just towards you know, class system, but also Muslim as well. And there's use of torture on him too. And it's a very serious film that goes back and forth through time, and the visuals are just terrific and really jump out at you, which is why we don't need 3D. If the visuals of a film are interesting enough, they kind of pop out at you anyway. And what's funny is they use a lot of really exciting, fresh techniques, but the story techniques he's using is like straight out of Orson Welles or God, I can't remember his name all of a sudden. It's a Wonderful Life. Frank Capra. Yeah, right out of his works, and it's just really terrific, well acted. The kids and the teens and the lead adults all do fantastic work. I really can't recommend this film anymore. It's really terrific work on parts of everybody. I give it 5 Ram chips. It's playing nationally now, so I think we're good. You can go see it at any mall theater you want, just to enjoy it. And now let me get to some questions for the Real Manos. And I have 2 here. By the way, before I go on, if you have any questions regarding comic books, movies, TV, Mystery Science Theater, even politics or geeky stuff, anything you want, just throw a question towards me. I'll see what I can do to answer it. And a couple of questions here. Jay and Kim Forever asks me, do you think DC will regret RIP or Final Crisis? Now, I personally think it's a little too early to answer that. Matter of fact, I just read today the last issue of Final Crisis. I'll be reviewing that next time I do comic reviews. But it's way too early. We got to see what this kind of does. I'm sure Marvel was totally cool with the clone story when it was first unleashed, and they thought it was going to be great and revitalize the character. And of course, it did not. It was the Bush administration of the Spidey books. We'll see. It's a little... I'm going to wait and see what they do before I really pronounce it horrific. Dave Scanola asks me, what is your favorite long-running story arc in either DC or Marvel, i.e. Final Crisis, Secret Invasion, or such? Now, see, long-running story arc, I wasn't too sure where to go with that, so I just went with really long story arcs. Let's see, first off, let me start with, let me start with the Hulk here. Peter David's run on Hulk from 377 all the way up to 425. How's that for long? This was pretty much the merged Hulk line. Got it backwards here. It was actually not much of a story arc. It was more of a kind of just a new direction for the series, and I really enjoyed it. Hulk had actually, Doc Samson had figured out a great way to cure the Hulk, not with radiation blasts and shit like that. Instead of physical cure, he came up with a mental cure. It's like, well, wait, he's crazy. He's got a split personality. Let's do what they do to cure split personalities by merging the personalities together. And that, of course, also physically affected the Hulk, and where he was the Hulk all the time. Not too different than She-Hulk. And he had the aggression, but the smarts all mixed up in one character, and he eventually started leading a super team. This was actually really enjoyable. I really miss this line on the Hulk. I thought it was just great work. And Peter David went on for a couple of years after that, but this was, for me, the best run on Hulk is this. And maybe a shorter storyline. It was 13 issues. Now, this, I don't think this is traded in one hardcover or trade paperback. So 377 through 425, I just thought it was terrific. And there's, I think, a few trades combining some of the runs in that. But this is all traded up. It's issues 57 through 69. I think it was a 13-issue story of Sandman, Neil Gaiman, plus Mark Hempel, excuse me. Mark Hempel art, beautiful artwork. And it's also traded in this current volume right here. It's the last main story of the Sandman run. There is an epilogue called The Wake, but this is pretty much where he was heading to during the entire run of the series. I love this book. I remember when it first came out, I was disappointed that the series would be ending, but oh jeez, I mean, he really knew what he was doing, and everything felt like it wrapped up really well. And the cool thing that Neil Gaiman did with his run is these characters are immortal, so he's been able to revisit the characters time and time again without giving too much away. Without this, even though the story has ended, we can revisit the characters. Really great work. Those are my two favorites. I know the Hulk and Sandman aren't often referred to at the same time, but these are my two favorite long-running storylines. Anyway, I hope that answers your question. If you have any more questions for me, just leave me a comment underneath this video or on my main page, or message me. And until then, push the button, Lindsay.